All right, what is going on, everyone? Just want to make a quick video about my 270,000 mile update on my 2001 4runner. This is a third gen 4x4 limited. I bought it with 200 and about 35,000 miles. It currently has 270. So I make a video every 10,000 miles or so with updates, anything that's broken, anything I had to fix. So I guess we'll start off with the tires here. I bought these Falcon Rubitrack. These are 265, 75, 16. This is a SL load, so I believe it's a 3-ply, but it's pretty lightweight. 265 is about 31.6. So this is my third set of tires. These are mounted on some WEDs, WEDS. These are old school JDM wheels that I got from Up Garage, 16x7 plus 7 offset. So they sit inside the fender, but that's kind of the way I like it. It doesn't poke out too much. They also cleared the SPC upper control arm, so they don't touch or anything. The offset's wide enough. These tires are pretty nice. I got them on sale off of Amazon for about $165, $170 a tire. So they're all terrains. Don't mistake these for the Wild Peaks. So this is probably like a step below the Falcon Wild Peak AT3Ws, which I also had a set prior. Those were in a 285 7017 because I used to have some 17s. If you look at the tread, they're very similar pattern, and the sidewall is pretty similar too to the Falcon Wild Peaks, and they start at about 14-30 seconds. So there's a decent amount of tread. I did notice with my Falcon Wild Peaks that they did wear out a little bit faster than I remembered. But my previous set, if you look at my previous videos, I bought a used set of BFG KO2s, also in the same size, 265, 75, 16. Those are super hard and heavy because they were an E-load. So these are great. I like them. Probably keep them for about 20,000 miles or so, and then we'll see what happens. Moving forward, anything that I had to replace, I did have to replace an O2 sensor. So these have two O2 sensors, an upstream and a downstream. So I had to get that fixed. Bought a downstream O2 sensor, a Denso unit for about $200, and then I had it installed for another 100. So it's kind of expensive for what it is, a little bit more expensive than I was thinking, but we'll take a quick look in the engine bay. 270,000 miles, battery's in good shape. The radiator's in good shape, no cracks or anything. I have a transmission cooler as well. It's somewhere in here that it is fed in line with the radiator instead of doing the external, what is it called? Like if you feed in line with the radiator, there's a tendency that you could get a strawberry milkshake. But in the Northwest, like during the winter, it gets kind of cold, so I didn't want to have the transmission temperature sit much lower than the engine temperature and the coolant and everything, have it run through all the same. So to me, it made much more sense to do it that way. And it's held up, no problems. Everything else looks good. No belts or anything, no squeaking or anything, or any of the belts. The only issue that I've had is, when I first bought this vehicle, I had the valve cover gaskets replaced, but I think my mechanic didn't fix they didn't replace the half moon seals in the back. So if you can look and see where I'm shining the light towards the back, there's a small leak on the left side. That's dripping down a little bit, but I think it's a slow leak, so I'm just gonna nurse it along. Nothing crazy. So we'll take a look here. I do oil changes every 5,000 miles, so I got an oil change at 259, and then subsequently did an oil change at 264, and I just did my next oil change at 270. Yeah, 270. You can't see that. I also replaced my drum brakes. So my drums were pretty worn. They got down to 2 millimeters in the back. So I took it to my local brake shop. They put in some new shoes, I believe. Put it back up to like 4 millimeters. So that's cool. And then I went to Les Schwab, paid like $200 for tire balancing, whatnot. Other than that, everything's pretty much held up. We'll take a look in the interior real quick. The front, I still haven't gotten these seats fixed up. They're getting a little bit worse, so I'll have to get them upholstered. If you look at my other previous videos, I've had a couple of vehicles. I had a Miata for a couple months, and then I had a Ford Maverick. So this wasn't my daily driver for a little bit, but you know, I enjoy driving this thing more than the others. So the interior, everything is still the same. I still got my scan gauge, unit in R3, extra cup holder. Yeah, everything else is the same. I'm starting to have an issue with my gear lever. I'm not sure if the bushings are going out, but they don't have like, sometimes I have trouble pushing the gear shifter back and forth in a gear, depending on like if I'm turning or not. Like it going into reverse is a little sticky, but I'm not sure if it's the bushings because it doesn't have like a lot of play. So it's an interesting problem. I might get those done, but I feel like it wouldn't really help. Maybe the mileage is getting up there. But yeah, other than that, just regular oil changes every 5,000 miles. Did a recent video on the paint job. You can check that out. Forgot to mention, the way it looks like in here, I just garage it most of the time unless I'm going to work. And I wash my vehicle like once every 2 weeks. So the paint stays in good condition. In my last video, I do have these headlights, the projectors from a company that no longer exists, BX built. These ones are okay. They don't have anything special, just the projectors, and they run off of I think it's like an HID wiring harness or an LED wiring harness. So the controller box is like here and here. And then I have 2 spare wiring harnesses because one of them went out. One of them went bad. So yeah, they work great. And excellent cutoff and everything. So if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to throw them in the comments and, keep chugging along. Car prices are going up, and if you, have something like this, even though it has a ton of miles, that it'll keep its value, and, maybe someday it'll become a collector's item, and, not a bad investment. So take care, everybody.